Joining us via Skype to give his opinion on the draw is Ghana football journalist Gary Al-Smith. Gary, Boubacar Diarra, the Mali FA president, was distraught as he left the hotel after losing the Lots draw. What is the general feeling about how this was handled?
People are scandalized that in 2015, we still have to, in many people's eyes, take to drawing of lots as the first option, because the first option for many people could have been penalties and then something else before drawing of lots. Usually in all the regulations in football everywhere, the drawing of lots is there, but it's the very, 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 very last thing after absolutely everything has been exhausted. So from the Guineans, even though they are happy and they are saying that probably it was destined for it to happen, they are seriously questioning the procedure, because they even feel for their Malian counterparts. Some of them play in the same clubs in countries around the world. Some of them play in the same leagues and all that. So the general feeling is that people are disappointed with CAF. And they have said this morning, I heard that they will review the processes. But should this have happened? That's the question that's being asked here.
There's confusion over whether CAF changed this rule about being the team's disciplinary record to drawing lots. What can you tell us about this?
We hear that they changed the rules somewhere between the time the draw was done and when the tournament started. When exactly, I don't know. But there's talk that it was done only recently. And if that's the case, then it's absolutely scandalous because, a disciplinary record is a fairer way of rewarding a team that does not play dirty. So you want to assume that if they go further in the tournament, you are rewarding a team that's playing, better and in terms of more sportsman-like, as it were. And it's absolutely disappointing if indeed they did change the rules. But yes, we are hearing that they did change the rules recently. I can't tell when.
Okay, so looking ahead now to the quarterfinals, what are your thoughts on Saturday's matches?
Well, I think they're good. Equatorial Guinea, Tunisia, host nation, there's a lot of fervor building up in the taxi coming, a lot of patriotic songs. Usually in Africa, when your national team is going further in any competition of continental or global nature, you're going to have a lot of musicians quickly composing songs and trying to outdo each other to see whose music is going to be picked up first. And it's going to be the national soundtrack for the tournament, quickly. So there are a lot of songs being played in Equatorial Guinea, and people are getting into the groove. Equatorial Guinean flags are around the country. People are seeing what they can do in terms of merchandise. Sales is picking up. Corporate organizations are joining in. I was watching the news, and it's getting good. If they go into the semi-final, it's going to be absolutely bedlam and chaotic, I can tell you that. Apart from that, Equatorial Guinea-Tunisia game, obviously there's Ivory Coast, Algeria, which is the big one, in terms of star player quality that's going to be on display. And that's going to be at this stadium also, I believe. And it's going to be an absolutely massive game for a lot of reasons. For English purposes, because this show is based in England, but broadcast, a lot of Premier League teams will be watching it closely because they'll be having a lot of their stake in there in terms of Ivory Coast and even with Algeria to some extent. And so it's going to have really, really global appeal, and I can't wait for it. Also because it's going to be at the same weekend as a big game such as Chelsea and Manchester City, and you know what we are talking about.
You've mentioned Sunday's games, but in your opinion, who will come out on top?
I'm not sure I can give you an idea of who's going to come up top because of certain variables. And for Ghana seriously would have wanted Mali for a couple of reasons. Not that Mali are not good or they are beatable or they are weak, but Ghana has had experience playing with teams riding the wave of emotion. And emotion and football are powerful bedfellows. When they come together in one pot, it's just believable passion that sometimes no amount of tactical play can withstand. And Guinea have been on that run since the qualifier started. I had an interview with Kamel Zayate that is going to be on one of the big UK websites very soon. And what this means for them is they are trying to get the dignity of their country back because they believe that the world left Guinea when it needed the world the most. The Africans UN, African Union, anybody, you name it. They feel that the dignity of their country was stripped during the Ebola crisis, and they are using football to get it back, which is why they played the qualifiers away from home and played absolutely brilliant football, even when it was in Casablanca. And so for them, meeting Ghana is a part 3 after they met Ghana in Casablanca for their home game, and they met Ghana also in Ghana for the second leg of that match as well. This for them is going to be the final decider between the two teams, but also it's a match for the people. When the draw was done and they came out of the hotel, the noise the Guineans were making, there were Guinean players crying somewhere on the floor. Some couldn't speak in interviews. Some couldn't have they didn't have anything to say because it meant so much to them on the emotional level. For them, they are doing it for their country. And, you know, I mean, if you are playing against the Zambia in 2012, who are playing in the same stadium where some of the best Zambian players died, you know, in 1994 or whatever it was, and you have Guineans also playing with the emotional. It's difficult. It's difficult.
Gary L. Smith, thank you for taking the time to speak to Sports News Africa, and would like to apologise for the loss of sound during that transmission.